Why hasn't his government adjusted income tax brackets for 6 years, despite inflation of over 22%, pushing more and more working Kiwis in the squeeze middle into higher tax brackets?
Mr. Speaker, the main thing that's pushed people into higher tax brackets is that they are earning more under this government.
Why did his government choose to increase spending by 80% instead of choosing to let Kiwis in the squeeze middle keep more of what they earn with meaningful tax relief?
Mr. Speaker, we've chosen to invest in our people.
Does he think it's fair that someone on the minimum wage who chooses to work a few extra hours a week is now paying tax at 30 cents on the dollar?
Mr. Speaker, what I think is fair, under our government, minimum wage earners are getting ahead.
Does he believe the squeeze middle deserve income tax relief from the cost of living crisis, or would he rather go on spending more of their money while incredibly delivering even worse outcomes?
Mr. Speaker, leaving families worse off isn't going to actually support the squeezed middle.
If it's so easy for Grant Robertson to find $4 billion of wasteful spending 46 days out from an election, why on earth couldn't he find any savings over the last 6 years to offer hard-working Kiwis in the squeezed middle a single dollar of tax relief?
Mr. Speaker, the member's question itself is an absolute fiction. We have been constantly focused on making sure New Zealanders are getting value for money from the taxes that they pay.
Does he accept that if he'd made any attempt to rein in wasteful spending over the last 6 years, he could have given hard-working Kiwis meaningful tax relief?
Mr. Speaker, I'm looking forward to having that debate with him on the campaign trail.
How can he have any confidence in his flailing finance minister and his government's economic policies when National has just delivered a fully funded tax plan that delivers meaningful tax relief to the squeezed middle without increasing inflation, without borrowing more, and without cutting a single dollar for health and education?
Oh, Mr. Speaker, I welcome the National Party's plan that they released this morning.
Can he confirm that despite spending $5 billion more a year on education, there are fewer kids going to school and more leaving without NCA than 6 years ago?
Mr. Speaker, no, I can't confirm that there are fewer kids in the school system.
Can he confirm that despite spending $500 million rearranging DHBs, Kiwis are waiting longer for surgery, longer for cancer treatment, longer to see a GP, and longer in overcrowded emergency departments?
Mr. Speaker, what I can confirm is that our health system has performed remarkably well.
Get out there. Can he confirm that despite spending $2 billion more on social development than 6 years ago, there are 57,000 more Kiwis on the job seeker benefit, and there are 35,000 more children growing up in benefit-dependent homes?
Mr. Speaker, I can confirm that we are supporting Kiwis back into work.
Can he confirm that the government has built less than 2% of the 100,000 Kiwi-built houses it promised 6 years ago?
Mr. Speaker, we believe that when you're in a housing crisis, you should build more houses.
Can he confirm that despite spending $155 million on Auckland Light Rail over the last 6 years, the government still hasn't delivered a single metre of track?
Mr. Speaker, Auckland Light Rail is one of the is an intergenerational project.
But based on that, is Kiwi Build also an intergenerational project?
Mr. Speaker, as I've indicated, I'm not going to make any apology for the fact that our government has been focused on building our way out of a housing crisis.
Does he agree with his police minister that New Zealanders feel safer than 6 years ago, despite a 107% increase in serious assaults, 70% increase in gang members, and 2 ram raids happening every single day in New Zealand?
That's right. Mr. Speaker, there is more work to be done in the law and order space. There's no question about that.
Does he regret that despite the government spending $60 billion more than 6 years ago, he's left the country with a shrinking economy, more crime, worse health, worse education, more job seekers, higher rents, higher prices, higher interest rates, and a record number of Kiwis saying this country is going in the wrong direction.
Mr. Speaker, the member just needs to cheer up.
He should have been saying an apology to the parents and the kids who actually have been let down by an education system that's gone backwards over the last 6 years. It should have been an apology to all the people who have waited for endless times and hours in hospital emergency departments. It should have been an apology to all the victims of ram raids and dairies and superettes up and down this country. And it should have been an apology to all the people that are lying awake at night worried about how they're going to make their payments and keep their house and their mortgages. So I've got to tell you, that's Labor's legacy after 6 years. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say to you that the National Party is ready to govern. We are sorted, we are united, we have the talent, we have the energy, we have the ideas, we have the diversity to take this country forward. We're going to get back on track. We are going to rebuild the economy and reduce the cost of living. We are going to restore law and order and personal responsibility. And we are going to deliver better health care and education, because that's what New Zealanders deserve. And, Mr. Speaker, I would want to tell you that Kiwis want to change, and they know they want a national government, and they're going to get one that's going to get this country back on track. They just have to choose it on October the 14th, and that's what they'll do. Thank you very much.